Iceman body shows murder wounds. It was September 1991, when two German hikers, Helmut and Erika Simon, stumbled upon what they initially believed to be a modern mountaineering casualty in the Ötzi Alps, near the border between Austria and Italy. Partially submerged in a melting glacier, the body was lying face down, its weathered skin taut over bone. The initial assumption was a tragic accident, a climber claimed by the unforgiving mountains, but as the body was painstakingly extracted from the ice, the reality began to shift. The crude clothing, the primitive tools scattered nearby, suggested something far older, far stranger. This wasn't a recent mishap. This was a window into a lost world, a man frozen in time for over 5 millennia. The Alps, usually a landscape of stark beauty, were about to reveal a secret far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Little did they know they were disturbing a crime scene thousands of years old, a murder mystery locked in ice. The discovery sent ripples through the archaeological community. Here was a perfectly preserved individual from the Copper Age, a snapshot of life as it was lived in 3300 BC. Dubbed Ötzi after the Ötzi Alps, the Iceman became an instant sensation. Scientists marveled at his remarkably intact clothing, a patchwork of animal hides, a woven grass cloak, and sturdy leather shoes stuffed with grass for insulation. His equipment was equally fascinating. A copper axe, a flint dagger, a quiver of arrows, and a longbow. Every artifact provided invaluable insights into the technology and daily life of early Europeans. But amidst the excitement, a nagging question remained. How did he die? Initial examinations suggested he succumbed to exposure, a victim of the harsh alpine environment. Yet, as technology advanced and forensic analysis became more sophisticated, subtle clues began to emerge. Whispers of a darker narrative hidden beneath the layers of ice and time. The idyllic image of a peaceful hunter meeting an unfortunate end was about to be shattered. The first hint that Ötzi's death was not accidental came from X-rays conducted in the early 2000s. These images revealed a previously undetected arrowhead lodged in his left shoulder. The arrowhead, made of flint, was deeply embedded, indicating that it had been fired with considerable force. This wasn't just a superficial wound. It was a potentially fatal injury. Furthermore, the position of the arrowhead suggested that it had been fired from below, indicating that Ötzi was either lying down or his attacker was positioned at a lower elevation. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The Iceman was not simply a victim of the elements. He was the victim of a deliberate act of violence. The image of a peaceful shepherd or hunter was replaced by that of a man ambushed, hunted down in the unforgiving wilderness. The investigation intensified, transforming from an archaeological study into a prehistoric cold case. Further analysis revealed defensive wounds on Ötzi's hands and wrists, suggesting he had fought back against his attacker. Deep cut on his right hand, likely inflicted by a knife or dagger, indicated a desperate struggle. Pollen analysis of his stomach contents revealed that he had eaten a meal of ibex meat shortly before his death, placing him in a lower altitude area shortly before the attack. This suggested he had been moving uphill, perhaps returning to his village or seeking higher ground. But why? Was he fleeing someone? Was he carrying something of value that someone wanted. The evidence pointed to a carefully planned ambush, not a chance encounter gone wrong. The killer had waited patiently and struck with deadly precision. A crucial piece of evidence emerged from the analysis of Ötzi's clothing. Traces of blood from at least 4 different individuals were found on his garments and weapons. This suggested he had been involved in previous conflicts, perhaps even killed others. Was he a warrior, a tribal leader, or simply a man caught in a violent world? The presence of other people's blood on his possessions raised the possibility of revenge as a motive. Had he wronged someone in the past, and had they finally caught up with him? The investigation took a dark turn, suggesting that Ötzi himself may not have been entirely innocent. He was no longer just a victim. He was a complex figure, perhaps even a perpetrator of violence himself. The lines between hunter and hunted, victim and aggressor, began to blur. The investigation uncovered a critical clue: Ötzi's copper axe. This was a valuable possession, a symbol of status and power in the Copper Age. The axe was in pristine condition, suggesting that it had not been used in the final conflict. This was odd, as one would expect him to use it in self-defense. This raised the possibility that the attack was motivated by something other than the axe itself. Perhaps it was a personal vendetta, or a struggle for control of resources. However, the fact that the axe remained untouched also opened up another possibility. Ötzi knew his attacker. Perhaps he was lured into a trap by someone he trusted, someone he would not suspect of wanting to harm him. The betrayal would explain why he didn't immediately reach for his most formidable weapon. The stakes rose dramatically when researchers discovered traces of brain trauma. Scans revealed evidence of a blow to the head, likely inflicted shortly before his death. This injury could have incapacitated him, making him an easy target for the final, fatal shot. The blow to the head suggests the attacker wanted to ensure Ötzi could not escape or retaliate. It was a brutal act, indicating a high level of animosity. The discovery shifted the focus of the investigation. Once again, the arrowhead in the shoulder may have been the coup de grace, but the blow to the head was the turning point, the moment when Ötzi's fate was sealed. The killer was determined to eliminate him, leaving no room for error. The pollen analysis of Ötzi's intestines revealed an anomaly. 2 days before his death, he had been at a higher altitude, but shortly before the attack, he descended and consumed grains, indicating a return to cultivated lands. This suggests he was on the run, then doubled back, perhaps to retrieve something or to meet someone. Was this a prearranged meeting that turned deadly? Or was he lured into a trap? The fact that he risked returning to a populated area, despite being injured, suggests he had a compelling reason. This highlights the desperation of his situation. It also suggests that the killer knew his movements, anticipating his return and setting the stage for the ambush. The hunter had become the hunted, lured into a fatal trap. The question of motive remains the most perplexing aspect of the case. Was it revenge, robbery, tribal warfare, or something more personal? We may never know the full story behind Ötzi's murder, but the investigation has provided invaluable insights into the life and death of a man who lived over 5,000 years ago. He was a man of his time, shaped by the harsh realities of the Copper Age. He was a hunter, a gatherer, a warrior, and ultimately a victim of violence. His frozen body has become a window into a lost world, a testament to the enduring power of human conflict. The fact that such a distant event can still captivate us today speaks volumes about our own fascination with death, violence, and the enduring mysteries of the human past. The chilling irony of Ötzi's story lies in his preservation. He was murdered brutally and left to die in the mountains. Yet, it was the very cold that claimed his life that also preserved him for millennia, allowing us to glimpse into his world and ponder the circumstances of his death. His killer, whoever they were, likely believed they had erased him from existence. But in a twist of fate, they inadvertently made him immortal. Ötzi, the Iceman, continues to speak to us from beyond the grave, a silent witness to a prehistoric crime, a haunting reminder of the violence that has plagued humanity since the dawn of time. His story is a testament to the enduring power of the past to shape our present, and to the enduring mysteries that will forever remain locked in the ice.